The Kravix warband had made a critical miscalculation. They had assumed the human vessel Prometheus Dawn was just another soft-bellied cargo hauler, ripe for plunder in the lawless expanse of the Outer Veil. They were wrong. Captain Katniss Everdeen stood on the bridge of the Prometheus Dawn, her fingers drumming against the tactical console as the proximity alarm screamed their warning. 3 Kravix destroyers had dropped out of slipspace directly in their path, their weapons already charging with malicious intent. "They're hailing us," reported Neo, the ship's tactical officer, his voice calm despite the dire situation. His fingers danced across his console, pulling up threat assessments and defensive protocols, demanding we surrender our cargo and prepare to be boarded. Katniss allowed herself a cold smile. The Kravix had clearly never encountered humanity's newer generation of vessels. The Prometheus Dawn wasn't a warship by military standards, but it was human-built, and that meant something very different in the modern age. "Open a channel," Katniss ordered, her voice steady. "Let me have a word with our ambitious friends." The view screen flickered to life, revealing the snarling visage of a Kravix war leader, his 4 eyes gleaming with predatory confidence. His translator rendered his growls into harsh, guttural standard. "Human vessel, you are surrounded. Surrender your cargo, and we may allow your crew to live as slaves. Resist, and we will tear your ship apart and sell the pieces." Katniss leaned forward, her expression hardening into something that made even Neo glance at her with respect. "I'm going to give you one chance to turn around and leave. One chance." The Kravix war leader threw back his head and laughed, a sound like grinding metal. "Foolish human. We are Kravix. We have raided 1,000 systems. What can one pathetic cargo ship do against our might?" "Neo," Katniss said quietly, never breaking eye contact with the alien on the screen, "show them what happens when you ambush a human ship." Neo's hands moved with practiced precision, dropping cargo pods 1 through 12, activating secondary hull plating, weapon systems online, reactor output increasing to combat levels. The Kravix war leader's expression shifted from amusement to confusion as the Prometheus Dawn seemed to shed its outer skin. Cargo containers ejected into space, revealing sleek armor plating beneath. What had appeared to be industrial equipment unfolded into missile batteries and railgun turrets. The ship's power signature spiked dramatically as its military-grade fusion reactor roared to full capacity. "Surprise," Katniss said flatly. "We're not a cargo hauler. We're a Q-ship." The realization hit the Kravix war leader too late. Humanity had learned hard lessons in the early days of contact with hostile species. They'd learned that sometimes the best weapon was the one your enemy never saw coming. "All ships open fire," the war leader roared, his confidence cracking. But Neo was faster. "Firing solution locked. Engaging." The Prometheus Dawn unleashed hell. Railgun rounds, accelerated to relativistic speeds, punched through the lead Kravix destroyer's shields like they were paper. The ship's hull buckled and tore, venting atmosphere and debris into the void. Missile pods screamed to life, saturating space with smart munitions that weaved through point defense fire with inhuman precision. "Target 1 is crippled," Neo reported, his voice still maddeningly calm. "Engaging Target 2. The second Kravix destroyer tried to break away, its captain finally understanding the magnitude of their mistake. It didn't matter. Human targeting, systems refined through centuries of warfare, tracked it effortlessly. A concentrated barrage from the Prometheus Dawn's main batteries reduced it to an expanding cloud of superheated plasma. The third destroyer, seeing the fate of its companions, attempted to open a slip-space window for escape. Katniss wasn't about to let that happen. "Neo, EMP burst. Scramble their jump drives." "Already on it, Captain." A pulse of electromagnetic energy erupted from the Prometheus Dawn, washing over the remaining Kravix vessel. Its systems flickered and died, leaving it dead in space, helpless and vulnerable. Katniss opened the channel again. The Kravix war leader stared at her from his darkened bridge, emergency lighting casting shadows across his face. His arrogance had evaporated, replaced by the cold realization of impending death. "You wanted to know what one human ship could do. Katniss said, her voice carrying the weight of judgment. Now you know. We gave you a chance to walk away. You chose this. Please, the war leader gasped, his translator struggling with the unfamiliar emotion in his voice. Mercy. We did not know. You didn't know because you didn't ask, Katniss interrupted. You saw prey and attacked. That's on you. She paused, considering. But unlike you, we don't slaughter the helpless. Neo, disable their weapon systems and life support to minimal. Then transmit their position to the nearest Galactic Council patrol. Aye, Captain, Neo acknowledged, executing the orders with surgical precision. As the crippled Kravix vessels drifted in the darkness, Katniss turned away from the viewscreen. Take us back to our route, Neo, and get engineering to reattach those cargo pods. We have a delivery to make. Captain, Neo said, a hint of amusement finally creeping into his voice. The Kravix just broadcasted a distress signal. They're claiming they were attacked by a human battlecruiser. Katniss laughed. Let them. Maybe next time someone will think twice before ambushing a human ship. She settled back into her command chair. After all, humanity doesn't just answer with fire. We answer with overwhelming, calculated, and undeniable force. That's the human way. As the Prometheus Dawn jumped back into slipspace, leaving the wreckage behind, one truth echoed through the void. In the age of humanity's expansion, there were no easy targets. Only hard lessons for those foolish enough to try. End.